Greetings, this is Kevin Jefferson, the curator of the Cashflow Culture Club here on Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, with a quick update on the market. So this is the Tesla chart. We have price hit we're at a short, what I call a short entry point here. Price tipped up to our possible pullback point from the 19th of November. I've entered a new a potential sell order here, roughly at the 426.14 area, and stop losses above the previous swing high, roughly for 479.96, and a take profit point down here at roughly let me say 364.37, somewhere thereabouts. So we're at a kind of a nice pullback point where I'm expecting price could continue down. The counter story is that price would have to come back and close back above 469.71 to be a serious consideration for a bullish move. So looking to short Tesla as it stands right now. Going on to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has pulled back a little bit from the downward movement. And so we're looking at price to pull back. And, like I said, it hit our targets. So it's at that pullback point that we set on the 25th of November. We're going to watch that and see what price does. But at this point, there's nothing to do until you find maybe a good entry here off of this pullback to possibly get in. But right now, there's nothing to do on Bitcoin. Today's bullish move just looks like a setup for a continuation short. All right, moving on to WTI crude. I set a new target for this chart, even though this one may be a little bit more difficult to attain because of how far we have to go to get there. But set a stop loss up here, roughly 66.230, actually a little bit more than that, 66.265, with an entry point today. You could actually at the close today in about 7 minutes for the market. You could take that trade now and have a take profit target of roughly 49.219. So still looking at downside opportunity potentially one more time with the WTI crude, and then we'll look for some rebounds on that as well. Now, price could pull back up to this EMA, but right now I'm looking for price to continue lower. Looks like it's still bearish WTI crude. Okay, metals, that's something I skipped over. I didn't analyze this because I had this broken down, but let's look at the gold. All right, so gold has swinging back higher, pulling back, and we were at this point right here, and so there's possible long exhaustion point. And so now what I'm looking at, I would be probably looking for a pullback down to this area. And let me zoom in here a little bit. Matter of fact, let me clear some of this out now that it's been hit. So now I look for price to potentially pull back down roughly to maybe the 40, 60, 30, 30, 35 area, 40, 60, 35. Let me mark that. And 30, 60, 45 would be a possible pullback point. It may not hit there, but we're just going to mark that as an area of interest. I'm just going to do that right now just so we can see that, and then I'll clean it up here in a second. Well, that's not right. Okay. Move that up here and set price to roughly right there. I'm at 40.60. I'm sorry, 40.60. Let me change that. 40.60.35. 40.60.35, and we'll set that there. And I'll set this out. Okay, and so I'll clean it up. So that's a possible pullback point there. And if price does stall without breaking down below the roughly 4,042.92 area, I'd be looking for a buy back up. So we're looking to see if price pulls back or if it continues higher. And if it continues higher, maybe wait for a pullback and then another buy on gold. But gold is bullish currently right now, so I'd be looking for buys on gold. US 30, it did pull back. It hit our long exhaustion point and all those things. So it's at the potential turnaround point. We hit the 4 hours, starting to move around there. It could be setting up to go back lower. Price is actually technically on down, pulling back from a downtrend right now. So I'd watch price because I think it's going to be, well, it could be bearish. We're at kind of the next 8 hours would kind of tell us if the market's going to go lower tomorrow potentially or not. But I would be at this point looking for a potential move lower. So maybe some bearish days ahead, but it's too early to tell. Like I said, we've got at least another 8 hours before knowing if that's going to possibly be the case. But I'm just observing right now, and I would expect to have price pull back before getting in on the US 30 right now. So expect some bearish behavior over the next week or two. Okay, the NASDAQ, same here, price bounced off of this major move downward and started to pull back. It actually crossed our long reversal area right here. So at this point, I'm looking for price to pull back down. It blew through the long exhaustion point, so it does have momentum, but I'm still waiting on price to retreat a little bit. It may go up for a couple of days, but looking for price to retreat and then look for a buy opportunity on the NASDAQ. So right now, standing aside. And then wrapping up with the S&P 500 here, price bounced back as well, and definitely looking for price to pull back here a little bit. It crossed through that point, crossed through our long exhaustion point, and so looking for price to pull back and potentially give us another buy opportunity over the coming week or so. So right now, there's nothing to do in the indices unless you're already in them long. And until then, you wait for a pullback, and then you could load up more on them on the indexes how you see fit, and looking for more bearish behavior before another bullish move. So definitely bullish showing, but right now it needs to take a breath and get some more, grab some more steam, and then maybe potentially continue higher. Okay, hope this has been helpful, guys. Hope you have a wonderful trading week, and until next time, happy trading.